What's up, Savannah? Johanna Faustine here with Seaport Real Estate Group, and today I'm joined by my past clients and now dear friends, Lawton and Anisha. How you guys doing?
Doing well, how are you?
Awesome, thanks for being here. So today we're going to be sharing their experience about PCSing and purchasing a home strictly virtually. So I just want to ask you guys a few questions. First and foremost, what were your biggest fears and concerns when considering purchasing virtually?
Do you want to start?
Yeah, I think one of our biggest fears was not being able to find a place that we could move into right away, especially since we weren't looking at them before we purchased. I think we were worried that we were going to find a place that might look good, but we actually show up and it was going to need a lot of work before it was really livable. And we had dogs, babies, everything, so we needed to make sure that we could just step into a house and make it our own right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think also just not being familiar with the area and not knowing. We had a few friends down here that could kind of guide us on neighborhoods and where to live and what to look for, but not really having a pulse for the community at all. We were kind of clueless on where to start looking and what kind of neighborhoods we would really like to look at. And so just trying to find like the appropriate price range for certain neighborhoods, and then also just finding where we would like to live was definitely a concern for me.
Right, absolutely. And when you were considering, where did you first start with your process when you were like, okay, we're going to buy a house virtually, now what?
So I started looking for, first of all, just finding where I could get a loan from, doing the military.
Step one, yeah.
I had someone that was, former guy that worked for the same organization I work for, and now provides loans for VA loans for soldiers. And so I went through him, and so that helped a lot. It made it a very streamlined process. I had a friend who had just bought a house and utilized him for a VA home loan, so that was, I could piggyback off him for guidance. But as for finding a home down in Savannah, really it just started by kind of Googling realtors in Savannah and Googling, popular neighborhoods in Savannah and all the typical things that someone does when they're moving to a city that they don't know anything about. I think we both initially really were looking towards moving to downtown area. And I think we quickly realized that wasn't going to work for, a various number of reasons, dogs and the baby and parking and whatever it may be.
And that move-in ready aspect.
The move-in ready.
Yeah.
But once we kind of started looking in that direction, we kind of figured out from there where we wanted to go.
I think, we really just did a lot of that. I feel like it was every single morning. It was us texting you or you texting us or emailing us just like 10 houses and, texting it to you, texting it to our friends. They're like, hey, are you driving past this house this morning? Like, could you take a look at it? So there's a lot of that, just kind of blindly pulling up every single listing that we saw online.
Right. And after we connected and I kind of started my process, I guess, like, where did your fears kind of ease? Like, because I noticed you guys at first, everything's high, and then you got a little more comfortable as we started getting out there and doing it.
Yeah. So previous people that we had talked to and previous people we had looked at for potentially buying a house through down here, I wouldn't say necessarily met the criteria for comfort level that we wanted. So finding houses that we liked, and the communication aspect was a big thing. But once we swapped over to you and saw how much you were communicating with us on houses and finding houses that we were actually interested in, not just a house with a number that made sense for our budget, that definitely started to put me at ease, at least, and kind of let me know, like, okay, we have a realtor with our interests at heart and is looking for something that will actually help us, have a family and kind of move into somewhere where we'll be comfortable and happy.
I think definitely when you went through like every single house, you were filming as soon as you got out of your car, and you went around for a super long time looking at every little piece of the house, filming everything, showing everything good, everything bad about the house, tons of stuff that we wouldn't have seen, and honestly a lot of stuff that I think if we had even been walking around in person in it, like, unless you would got down your hands and knees like you were in the videos and showing every little piece underneath every cabinet and stuff, I don't think we would have looked at that kind of thing. We wouldn't have noticed it. So I think that made us super comfortable that we were literally looking at every single nook and cranny in the house.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. And I guess, so ultimately, I love your home. You guys love your home?
We love it.
Good.
I think the first thing we noticed when we moved into the house was, from the videos we saw, it looked even bigger on the inside than we were expecting. We were like, wow, these bedrooms are much larger than we anticipated. The closets are huge. So
Closets, giant bedrooms. It was really exciting to walk into a house and it be bigger and nicer than you expected.
yeah, so that made it fun for sure.
Yeah, tomatoes. We had a full garden. Good. Yeah, it was great. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we may have you back again soon.
Yeah.
So if you or anyone you know are PCSing to the greater Savannah area in the near future and find yourself in the same situation as Lawton and Anisha, I'd love to help and ease your fears as far as purchasing remotely. So if you want to go ahead and either give me a call or give me a text, I will leave my information below.